Welcome everyone to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. Appreciate you joining us as always. And it's Friday, so you know what that means. It's Fan Friday where we bring in the biggest, the brightest, the best, the most opinionated, good folks that cover the burgundy and gold that cheer for this team. And I couldn't wait to get on this week with you guys and Sheila, of course, because what you wanted happened. And what we said was going to happen for the longest time finally happened. And that's Terry McLaurin, number 17, the ace of their offense, outside of Jayden Daniels, of course. This guy's the most important piece that they needed to get re-signed, and he got re-signed. Regardless of how you felt about the whole thing leading up into it, it was business. It's negotiations. That's how this stuff works. But the most important thing is that with Terry being back, I've been saying all week they are a legit Super Bowl contender now. So we're going to go around the horn here and get everybody's take on that. And we'll start up here with Brad. Brad, do you feel like with Terry being back in the mix now it's Super Bowl or bust going forward?
Yeah, I think it's go time. Um, only thing that concerns me, we got to see what that defense is
Hmm.
because we playing some pretty good quarterbacks. But I think it's go time. I do.
Absolutely, absolutely, good stuff. And somebody real quick, I think someone in there has their mic
Like a kid
open.
or something.
Yeah, I can hear a
Yeah.
kid in the background. Just mute your mic for now until we get back to you. There we go. All right, then we got the other Brad. It's amazing how you two always show up on the screen, literally side by side. So Brad Savage, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
How
How
you
you doing?
doing, man? I've been missing a few weeks. I'm doing good though.
All
I
right, that's
hate I
what's
missed
up.
them Terry contract talks, but it's all good now. It's all water under the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just excited. I think
It was
we
gonna be
ready.
this for a little bit. Now,
Okay.
I think we ready to roll, and I think it's gonna be a good season.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And yeah, so I would say to everyone, just everyone mute their thing until they're called on, so that way we can get everybody through there real quick. Okay. All right. So David, you're up. What's going on, Dave Fernandez?
Hey, what's going on, Lake man? How you doing?
Good. Good to see you, brother.
Sorry that I had missed you last week, man. It hurt me, but I'm
It's
here
all
today.
good. It's all good. That's all that matters.
Man, I'm happy, man, that finally this is over. Now we can concentrate on the X's and O's. I see Terry is happy. The fan base is happy. So it's go time, man. Like my man Brad said, he's worried about the defense. I'm worried about that, and the only thing that I might be a little worried about is just the depth. Other than that, I think we're good.
Okay. Okay. And we'll cover that a little bit later on in the show. We'll get to that. All right, DJ, what's going on, brother? You're on mute, DJ. There you go. Hold on, there you're still on mute. All right, yep, you're still on mute, man. All right, so let's go. We'll get back to you, DJ. I'm not sure what's going on there. You might be stuck there. All right, Dwayne, what's going on, Dwayne? Is Dwayne there too? Because I think he might have stepped away himself.
Yep.
All right, there's Dwayne. What's going on, Dwayne?
What's up, y'all?
What's
What's going
going
on,
on?
late?
Going, brother.
All right.
Man, real quick, I'm ready to go, man. This is the last piece. I've been
Yep.
going at it with Giants fans for the past week on X. I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's
You
go.
Good.
gotta have something to talk
That's
about.
that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so DJ, I think your DJ's back.
I'm
What's going
good.
on,
I'm good.
DJ?
What's going on, y'all?
All right, what's
Hey,
up? What's up? So what you thinking, man?
Ah, man, we all knew this was gonna get done. I mean, it's all part of the business, and Adam Peters is a genius. I think we both were talking about the numbers, and those numbers are right where they need to be. So I'm good. Everybody's happy, and Terry's back, so it's time for them to go on the Super Bowl run.
That's it. That's it. Very, very well said. All right. Allison, what's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Hope everybody else is doing well. I'm ready for next week. Simple as that. Terry's back. Everybody seems to be back, ready to go. So, ready for kickoff 1 o'clock Sunday.
All right, there we go. All right. Let's see. We have Eric. What's going on, Eric?
What's up, Great Lake? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man. Good to see you.
Hey, good to be here. Nah, I think everything worked out. The contract favorable for both sides, which I would hope Terry would be happy with. Up to 96 mil. But yeah, no,
Oh,
all good here. But My pops here riding with me. He's a diehard Dallas fan since the '70s. He ain't too happy, but it is what it is, and we'll see what happens for them. But yeah, we got a 2-for-1 this week. Signed Terry and got rid of Mike out of the division.
Yeah, you can't beat that, man. You really can't. That was
All
that
we
was
need to do now
almost
is hit the Powerball.
all they need now is to get to the Eagles, man. That's what's going to come up. So we'll get to that too.
Oh yeah.
All right, good stuff. All right, so John Burkett, what's going on, John? So let me tell y'all, this guy right here, getting ready to come on, is down here in Richmond and does a great job on CBS 6, which you see some of the stuff that I'm doing with them. But my better half is with the station as well. But this is my guy right here, and he's got a great podcast too. That's Commander Centric, so you should check that out. So what's going on, John?
Not much. Normally, I cover crime, man. And I think
Yeah, I
what the
know.
Cowboys did with Mikey yesterday is the crime, but we'll talk about that later. Look, man, I think we're ready to go. I think it's, all systems go. I am worried a little bit about depth. We've talked about that, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. As long as we keep Sam Hartman on the practice squad and not on the field, we're good.
Good stuff, man. All right, Josh, you're up. What's going on, Josh? It's been a while, Josh. How you been?
Yeah.
Good, living the dream. I've been gigging. It's the summer season, so the band's playing high.
That's
So
what's
I've been
up,
in the
man.
all
That's
over
what's
the
up.
place.
You're in your element.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
But once the season starts and we move this thing, if we still moving this thing to Tuesdays, I'll be here.
Okay.
But what a week, right? What a week. We knew the first one was coming. We didn't really think the second one was going to come the way it came, but only week 2 with Micah. That's all we got to see in this year. That's fine by me. Fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good stuff. So I mean, it's just. I think everybody's excited about this. And I know, some people out there who watch the show are like, oh, the guys on this show, you guys were killing Terry. And like, no. The thing about this show is that you can be objective and you can have an opinion. That's why we put this thing together, so that fans can speak and not feel like people like myself in the media, are going to cut them off and not have a voice. So no, you can come on here, speak your mind as long as it's clean. That's the main thing. But I do think, but I think, and I do appreciate a lot of you who try to defend me or whatever, from people. I do. Josh was one. I do appreciate that. Not needed though, and I'll say that because this just comes with the territory. People are going to always second guess what you say or whatever. But I will say this: the fact that Terry is back, the fact that Terry yesterday, that was the Terry that we all remember and knew. He was coaching up, Jalen Lane, really working with him. And you could hear Terry, literally, you could hear him all over the field. That's the Terry that we know. So to get that kind of leadership back on the field from a guy that's proven it, that you see the work ethic, you can't beat that. And I think it's just going to be contagious. And just to see him and Debo out there running routes together, it just made me think like there's going to be some teams in trouble. like pick your poison. What are you going to do? And you guys heard me ask Jayden about that yesterday in the presser. And he's just like, I asked him, does he ever think there's going to be too many balls to go around? And he's like, nah, he said he's just going to go with what the defense can't cover. And that's where he's going. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. All right. So, Kevin, what's going on, Kevin?
How's it going, Lake, man?
How you doing?
Good, man. Listen, I enjoyed his interview, man. He was pumped when he had that interview, man. And it really got us really all hyped for the season, first and foremost. And then I also enjoyed the questions that you had asked Jayden, like you mentioned about
the hoodie,
the ball, we're going to be distributing, as well as the hoodie thing. You've seen Terry wearing the hoodie all preseason, and now Jade's wearing a hoodie as well. So again, we just pretty much pumped for the season. So we're excited right now, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And absolutely so. Everybody's excited. All right. So Mike Baird, what's going on, Mike?
What's happening? What's happening, fellas? Is it Ann Sheila? Is Sheila here? Ann Sheila.
Oh yeah.
And Sheila. Yeah, make sure you do that. Right.
Got a hat on today.
There we go. I'm sorry, I'm late for class. May you tell me what the question is, sir?
Nah, just how you feel with Terry being back. Do you feel like now the team is ready to really,
Yeah,
I was getting ready to say soar, but that's can't use that on here.
man.
Do you feel like they're getting ready to go to the team that soars and get them? How about that?
Yeah, I mean, short answer is, man, that I could tell he couldn't wait to get out there. He was jumping out his seat on that presser, and it was all genuine, man. That
Yeah, it
guy
was.
misses being on the field badly. You could tell.
Yeah, yeah. You could see he was a little nervous when he first came in the room, and because let's face it, we're the media, the people that cover them, that cover him. There were some things that we talked about, and I think Terry needed to see, like, listen, man, we have a job to do too, and this is the part of
Yeah.
the job that all of us hate. We hate having to talk about contract negotiations and hold-ins and all that nonsense. But now we can get back to what matters, which is football. And to be able to look at that team, yeah, man, like this yesterday's practice was different. You I mean, I tried to convey that as much as I could. It was hard to really explain it, but it was just a different energy. It was almost like the guys that, you know, they know about Terry, like the young guys, like
Mhm.
Jalen and all the young guys, but they saw him, they saw the aura. They did. They saw like that guy and what he was doing. And, of course, him and Jayden had some connections and things like that. And you can just see it. It's infectious. The team just put out a video that has Debo, getting by Noah. And you see him and Terry in the end zone jumping and chest bumping. And it's just
Yeah.
that's going to be a familiar sight. I truly believe that. I think that's going to be a familiar thing this year. So, all right, let's move on here. We've got Nick in there. What's going on, Nick?
What's up, Blake? How you doing?
I'm
What's up,
good.
everybody?
Good to see you.
So, yeah, we're right back on track. We're back. The train got derailed a little bit, but we're good. I saw somebody on Twitter said it perfectly. It was the players don't have to acknowledge it anymore. Coaches can put it to the side, and as you know, the media can finally stop talking about it. So, I mean, I think we're all systems go. It's we're back on track here. So yeah, I'm ready. Week one can't come soon enough. I know it
Mhm.
starts here on Thursday, but I mean, I guess you could say it starts Thursday. We'll see how the game goes, but it really starts on Sunday when we get out there against the Giants. Which
Yeah, well,
I
I'm
mean,
not I'm not looking past the Giants at all. And I know Coach Quinn won't have them looking past them either. That's going to be a formidable football team, and I'm going to go out and say it right now. We're not to stray because some of you still have to answer this initial question, but I think the Giants have a legit shot to maybe maybe be battling with the Cowboys in the division. And I truly believe that, as far as to see who's going to be in the bottom of it.
yeah,
So they're
that
not going to be at the
defense
top, though. I know that, but we'll talk
that
about that some
defense
other.
that
Yeah.
defense is nothing. It's no slouch. I mean, they got a couple. They got Dexter Lawrence. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they just got Abdul, and
Mm-hmm.
we saw Russ last year on a different team and we lost to him. So hopefully, maybe they remember what happened
Good stuff.
back in October of last year or November last year, and maybe that
Mm-hmm.
left a little sour taste in their mouth, and they see him
Mm-hmm.
coming in, maybe they'll get after him again. So now I'm
And keep
excited.
it keep it
I'm
moving.
ready.
Cause there you
I'm ready.
go.
I can't get out. I can't wait to get out there week 1 and watch that. The crowd's gonna be rocking.
Yes, sir. All right. So let's move on to Sean O. Sean O. I think I saw my better half said, I think someone's logging in like super early, like 2, 3 times. And I was like, I hope he doesn't think we're remember on West Coast time. So it's East Coast time. So
No, just I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. That's
That's
all.
there
right.
you go.
That's
There you
right.
go. That's what's up,
And I
brother.
hope that's the same for our
Sean
team as
looking like a
well.
coach right there.
Either early or you're late.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's the
Exactly.
same for the team as far as being ready. Bury any hard feelings that may have arose during this contract dispute and
Hmm.
get ready for the Giants because as it was mentioned earlier, that defense is no joke and they have nothing to lose, so they're gonna be coming for us.
Mhm.
Sir, good stuff. Good stuff. Miss Sheila, what's going on?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm hanging in there always.
I'm excited for next week. Um, I'm glad that all of this is over. We don't have to talk about it no more, y'all.
Right, right, right. So remember when we first started doing this, it was football. It was just football, football, football. And then, you know, not just Terry, but just in general, like the
Right.
draft and free agency. So, all the serious stuff that you talk about. But now, all that stuff's behind. You always you can smell it in the air, like it's fall. Fall's almost here. And
That's what I just said.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's just that time, it's time to, as I said yesterday in my after practice stand up, I was like, it's go time now. Like we have off till Wednesday media. We don't have to go back out till Wednesday. Thank God. I mean, like I finally can sleep in my bed for consecutive days. And some of the guys get a chance to get away for a day or two, and come back rejuvenated and ready. Um, but it's just this is the first time, and we'll get to Willis because I know Willis is the last person to answer this. But this is the first time I think for a lot of us as the older part of the group that comes on where you have a sense of calm that feels like the old days. Like
Yeah.
you knew those
Yeah.
teams were good. You
Yep.
did. And you were just waiting to wait till the season got here. The preseason didn't mean anything because I can tell you right now, a lot of Joe Gibbs teams lost in the preseason because
Yep.
they didn't show you anything. They didn't
Yep.
pour everything into those games. No offense to the fans that want to see that, but it was about preparation. They were putting game plans in for their first week or two. Washington's doing that, and I can assure you that because they have Green Bay coming up 4 days after the Giants game.
Yeah.
So they've been getting ready for the bigger picture, and that's why you haven't seen anything. But I can tell you from what we saw in practices, yeah, man, most talented Burgundy and Gold team I've ever covered, flat out, and I can say that. So what they do on the field is another story. But I got a good one coming up after Willis, and then Abdul's in here now, so we got to get Willis' take and Abdul's. So Willis, what do you think about everything? Are they ready to get this thing going?
Well, hi, Commanders family in here and out there, of course. I am so excited. I can't wait for this season. It's just like hours away, it feels like, and for once I can finally say I am so proud of this team from top to bottom. I mean, we have an ownership that is scandal free, and well respected. We have the GM we've been waiting for decades. We have a stacked coaching crew, and pretty much every level of our team I am either adequately happy or super super excited about. And I can't tell you the last time. I can't tell you think I've ever felt this way about this team. I think we're ready to just go out like gangbusters, and I feel sorry for the Giants. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, they're going to have to take this wrath the first week and see what we put together, because I think it's on. I think this team is so motivated, and they're ready. They're at the horse race, ready for that gate to open right now, and like I'm right there with them. I think I'm the little jockey waiting right on top of them.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All
I
right,
mean,
now
let's go.
and I see Brandon has joined us. Well, let's get Abdul first, and then we'll get to Brandon. So, what's
Drum
up,
roll,
Abdul?
Hey,
drum
what's
roll,
up?
drum roll, drum roll.
Hey, oh no, y'all funny. But nah, hey, what's up, everyone? But no, I'm excited about the future of this of the team. Like Willis said, like from top to bottom, we're definitely like a well oiled machine right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I just believe that. I mean, to be honest, I think it's going to be like nothing less than like a Super Bowl appearance. That's how I feel. I mean, I'm not on some crazy stuff. I mean, I know it's a tougher schedule. I know that we have a lot of tougher defenses and quarterbacks and stuff. But I'm just saying, like, I think when you have the best quarterback in the NFC, period,
Yep.
you always have a chance to get to the chip. So that's how I feel. And of course, I'm happy that Terry got the deal. I think we
Mm-hmm.
all are, right? And
Of
so
course.
yeah. So I mean, I think our offense is going to be potent, and I'm just hoping, that our defense can hold up their end of the bargain, which I feel they will.
Yep, they will.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, we got Brandon. What's going on, Brandon? Long time no see.
What's up, boss? You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you
Oh
sound
yeah.
good.
Been busy, but I'm back out in Cali. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff this week. But I'm excited because Terry's back. It looks like he's gelling in the system. And I mean, I have what I said. I mean, look, we should be making the playoffs. My hope is the big show, but I think we're going to be tough. And I'm just glad Terry's back in the mix. That just makes me so happy. And I'm glad to be back with you guys too. Work took me
Awesome.
away, so I'm good to see
Awesome.
all you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good to
All right. So before we move on to the next subject, I do want to say this. Some of y'all was getting killed too, because the thing is, I can say the Abduls of the world and the Brass Savages of the world never strayed from the pay this man the money. They don't care how much, get him on the field. And then some of you, were like, you can't overpay. I know I was in the field of, this is the kind of the range right here that have to fit in. The irony is that he got his money and he fit in within a range. He fit in there. So it was just like proper business on both sides, and Terry said it himself out of his own mouth. We both of us had to come to a common ground. So I had to give something, they had to give something, and they did. And I think this is important going forward for this franchise because we all said this from day one. You can't lose that guy. You can't let the face of the franchise walk, but you have to be smart about how you do business. And I think what this does is by them signing Terry to a really good contract here and one that has a lot of incentives in it for him too to reach other numbers. That's showing the other guys that are going to be coming up down the line over the next year or two, not Jayden. That's a whole nother thing you're gonna have to tackle. But I mean like Laramie Tunsil and Debo Samuel. It tells them that you can be part of something special, man. Like this thing is building. This isn't short-sighted the way Adam Peters and Dan Quinn and Josh Harris are doing this thing. And even for Terry, I've been trying to tell fans for the longest time, these contracts aren't lifetime achievement awards, they're projections. So they still project Terry to be in the building, in the house, doing work, on defenses for the next 3 years. You can't think this anything but a win-win for everyone around on this thing. And that's why I think it helps their mojo. Because let's face it, I think we all felt like they lost the mojo just a little bit, with Terry not, in pads. Now that he's back, everything's right. The mojo is
Nick.
there. And you could see it yesterday in practice, man. Guys
Good. How
were
are you?
they were flying around. So with that said,
I asked Tina. She
ho-
said that
ho-
y'all
ho-
were
ho- hold on. Somebody is
doing your anniversary thing this weekend. I told her
ho-
I
ho-
wanted to
ho-
play because
ho- ho-
I
ho-
mean,
ho- who's that?
Kevin.
after hanging out in Atlanta this week, I was looking forward to playing myself. To be honest with you, so
Hey, Kevin. I don't know if Kevin can hear us, but hold on. Am I able to mute Kevin on my end?
no, I came back this morning.
You should be able to.
Yeah, I
Okay.
Yeah,
had
you
talked to
should be
Tina
able to mute
while
him
when I
late.
was in Atlanta. She said, John,
Okay.
I
I
think
don't
John and
think.
Renee's going to be going away
If
Oh
you
my
go
together.
to
goodness gracious.
Participants.
if you go to participants, you should be able to mute them.
Okay. There we go. All right. I appreciate whoever told me that. There we go. Kevin,
Okay.
and I'm muting Kevin. All right. You guys good?
Don't
Yeah,
forget.
you should have
Yeah,
told
don't
him
forget
that. I'll never
Abdul.
be able to speak again.
Yeah, I know, man. People gotta remember that. Okay, so my next thing is, and I think we got a couple more people that have logged in since. So I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance to
Go somebody.
get through
Abdul.
here. No, we got Abdul. So yeah, it's okay. So we're good. We're good. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about, I'm not sure if any of you did open up the email that I sent you, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I did do I wrote an article about it. And again, you guys remember when we were breaking down, what the record could be or anything like that? And I said, when I was on, my show, my radio show, when I looked up, I had 15 wins, and I'm like, nah, that's crazy. So I came down a little bit, and I took it down to 13, one over what they had last year. Excuse me, because regardless of the schedule, and I agree with you, Abdul, they're a better football team. Bottom line, So, and there it is. I see Big Bud is in there, So, all right, we'll get him on in a second. What's going on, brother?
How you feel, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I knew there was another person that logged in, man. So how are you feeling excitement wise after everything that transpired this week?
I almost feel ashamed, Lake, for even talking smack about, you know, looking at free agency once cuts were happening. I'm so happy Terry's back. It just completes this thing, man, and it's just the right thing to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's no shame in saying that, man. I think everybody wanted what was best for the organization, and that's having Terry be where he is and part of it. So
Yes, sir.
everyone's happy about that. So yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to look at this thing objectively as far as how good this team can be. Because I'm telling you right now, from what I see, it's the most talented burgundy and gold team I've ever laid my eyes on talent wise covering. Okay. And it starts with number 5. We know that. Jayden looks better than what he looked like last year at this time. And you guys remember how good I thought he looked last year. So what I did was I wrote an article where I went through, looked at every game, and I'm just using this one analogy as far as how good this team can be, where when you go into every game and you just look at the quarterbacks and you say, who's the better quarterback? So what I wanted to do was I wanted to go through each one of you guys and get your take, so we'll go through each game. And you will know, if I hear more people hollering out the other guy, I'll say, okay, that's the guy that's the better quarterback for that game. But I don't think that's going to happen too often here. Okay. I truly don't believe that's happening. Okay. So naturally, first game's against the New York Giants. Russell Wilson should be the starter. Who you taking in that game? Of course, we already know, right?
Yeah, JD5.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So we're not necessarily saying who's winning the game. We're just saying who's the better quarterback here.
Right.
And I think when you can say that,
It's a quick conversation.
it kind of helps you a little bit determine how the game might go, right? I think
That's
most
right.
of the time you say Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback on the field, or Patrick Mahomes, or unless they're playing each other or something like that. This kind of tells you how those great teams can roll in the games. As long as their quarterback's standing upright, they have a shot. Okay. So week
We ain't talking about no past stuff too, right? Just current.
we
Nothing
just
like
talking
home
about
home.
yeah, we're just talking about current, like right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
not what they've done for the last 5-6 years. Yeah.
no, but let's be upfront before you even get down to that game against Kansas City. let's not overdo it now. So I can tell you, when I broke this thing down, it was 15 times for Jayden being the better quarterback. It was 2 times for him, and one of those 2 times was questionable for me, but I had to do it, and I'll tell you what it is. The one was Patrick Mahomes. Okay, it's still Patrick Mahomes now, and then the second one was Jalen Hurts, because I think they split with the Eagles. So if that makes sense to you. So that was the 2 right there.
But it ain't
That
gonna
was
be
it.
because of quarterback.
Say that again.
It's not gonna be because of quarterback.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know, but guys, before we get down that road again,
That's not disrespect. That's not no disrespect. I'm just saying.
it's not. But Jalen Hurts. I've said this, and I understand the Eagles are built. They're built. They're built that you can put a lot of different guys in there at quarterback, and they might still hit the ground running and still do some damage.
And that tells you
There's
everything.
something about, but there's something about Jalen Hurts that I think a lot of really good quarterbacks. So, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example: Justin Herbert. Okay, we'll see him. Okay, Justin Herbert. People consider him one of the elite quarterbacks in the league. I don't.
No.
I mean, he looks like an elite quarterback as far as what he can do, but he's never put it all together.
Right.
So my thing is, if you put Justin Herbert as the quarterback of the Eagles, it might naturally look like they should be able to do more because he's got all the arm talent and all those things. But there's something about an intangible as far as being a winner and being someone that's calm, cool, and collected, which Jayden is. We have that here, but they have that in Philadelphia. And I think people need to stop underestimating how much Jalen Hurts is the glue to that thing. I think his professionalism keeps all those guys from losing their mind and going haywire.
I give you
Things
that.
go bad. So
I give you that.
yeah, so that's why I say you split, and we all know the Eagles are loaded too. So all right, so
He's a bona fide killer. He's a bona fide killer.
So is there any game out there, just so we don't even have to go down the list, because I already know where you guys are going? Let's just say that Kansas City game. Do you go Patrick there?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Got to.
Okay. All right. And no one's saying that. See, that's the difference. No one's saying that Jayden goes into Kansas City and they don't have a shot. No, you have a shot because you have Jayden, but it might be 51-49 Patrick. The other games, his worst game against someone else is still going to be 50%. You have to go there. Is
Right.
there any game you have that you think, okay, what about Caleb Williams?
No.
Chicago.
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay. What
No.
about Jared? What about Jared Goff?
No.
No.
And by the way, no offense to Jared, good dude, man. He's not number 15. I'm sorry.
No.
I think it's the rookie tax late.
You think so?
It's the rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the rookie tax.
Yeah, it was
I'm
one of
more
those
I'm more
things where they
worried with
can't do
Michael
that.
Penix than any of them other guys.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Because Michael played us last year.
He did, but you still wouldn't take him over Jayden.
No.
I certainly would not. Certainly would
And
not.
I'm not worried about Michael Penix either because he don't got Mike Davis and Benjamin St. Juice out there covering the receivers.
That's true. That's true.
There you
Boy.
go. There you go.
That's true.
I
That's
like
true.
that.
So what about
Makes a
Dak?
huge difference.
What about Dak?
No, I'm not.
No.
Now.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
know
ready.
what? I wasn't even gonna bring it up, but because I'm Penn Stater, you know what I'm saying. So we are. Micah got that money, but
Ridiculous money.
that was a fleece job.
Yeah.
And that's an understatement, Lake.
Whoever called Jerry should be right now. They should be raiding his house.
Hey,
To put
hey,
him in
Lake,
cuffs.
I just want to know if Adam called. You could just blink twice.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't think Adam made that call at all,
the
and
report was-
I know he did.
The report was Jerry wanted a good defensive tackle back, and I was thinking he could have took Payne. You know what I'm saying?
He can't have
Yeah,
that.
but you know what?
But
you know what?
Micah would have fleeced us,
The
man.
kind of money that they just gave Micah, there's no way Washington, because they know what they have coming up.
Yeah.
There's it just logistics wouldn't make sense. Naturally, to have a football player that caliber would have been incredible. The league probably would have come up with some kind of Dwight Howard, Chris Paul type rule where they couldn't go to the Lakers. You guys remember that? They would have done something to stop that, because that could have got real ugly if he come to Washington.
Hey, Lake,
That
real
for
quick.
us, you stopped at the Philly.
Yeah. So what you got, Eric?
Hey, I was going to ask because I saw a good take with Skip Bayless and Jay Gruden and another guy that played. I forget his name, but they made a good
You're breaking up there.
point about Micah Parsons. Good as he is, how many people would you take before Parsons? I mean, I know he's younger, but
Okay,
you gonna pay
so
that kind of money for somebody to
okay. Well, Eric, you're breaking up real bad, but I got your question. I think.
Is he worth it?
Okay. Yeah. We got to mute him because he's so
Underwater.
you're breaking up real bad.
He's
But look,
driving underwater.
I heard the question, and the question was, who would I take over Micah Parsons? And I'm going to tell you guys this: this had nothing to do with. We are, by the way, tomorrow against Nevada, 45-point favorites. Just want to throw that out there. Listen,
I'm taking the over.
yeah, man, please do. So let me just say this: Myles Garrett's a monster. Trey Hendrickson's a monster. But the difference with Micah Parsons is the superior athlete for those guys. And that's just facts.
26.
You can move him everywhere, and he can get you from anywhere. So I'm taking him. And I'm gonna say this: not only was it a fleece job, 2 first rounders. First of all, to me, is not enough.
No.
You traded
Not at all.
No.
The reason why these are two things makes it a horrible trade. You traded in your conference. You're going to see these guys, even if you're good, which you're not going to be. But if you're good, you got to play them in the playoffs. Not good. Second thing is you traded to a team that's already a playoff caliber team that has Super Bowl aspirations, and so your pick's going to be low.
Very low. Yeah.
It's going to be a low first round.
You gotta love Jerry.
I couldn't believe it, man. I talked to a good friend of mine who's a diehard Cowboys fan, and he said, I called him yesterday coming home from practice, literally, I promise you. And DJ, you know Tommy, my boy Tommy, he's like, man, he said Micah gonna end up in Washington. I said, what are you talking about? They just traded him. And he said, traded him to who? He's diehard California. I mean, he's out in San Diego. He's a diehard Cowboys fan. He said, traded him to who? I said, they traded him to Green Bay. He said, no. And I said, no, I'm not playing. They traded him to Green Bay for 2 first rounders. And the first thing he said was, Green Bay's a playoff team.
So like you wouldn't want to have TJ Watt prime Is that a
No,
Parsons?
No.
Okay.
So you have to understand, he's younger. He's 26
Yeah.
years
He
old.
still got the
And you
best
can
football
move.
ahead of him.
Yeah, he does, and you can move him all around. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm a little worried. I'm going to say this because Green
Green Bay
Bay.
is the game I'm worried about the most. Yep.
Well, Green Bay was
It's early.
a year removed from being what Detroit was last year. Green Bay was technically supposed to be that, coming off that 49ers loss in the NFC Championship game. Well, keep talking about Micah. Rashawn Gary is a monster.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And
Can
now
I?
you
Can I?
have those two monsters together.
Now
That's
you have
something, man.
And
That's
it's
something.
It's all good.
Can I?
Kyron
Can I?
Locks Penn State up.
Can I say
now you
something late
have
real quick?
two
Yeah, go
game
ahead.
records. You know, they have two
And
game
not
records now.
and not get kicked off the stream?
Go ahead.
I'm not worried about Green Bay because I don't trust Jordan Love.
That's exactly where I was going to go, man.
To me,
That's exactly where I was going to go. It all
to
rests on
me,
him.
To me, Jordan Love is the NFC Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that's valid.
You know what? That's not
That's
a bad
not a
take.
bad take.
You
No,
got
it's not.
hold on.
It's not.
I already know what I do.
Micah game record, man.
I'll give you credit on that, Dwayne.
Yeah, put an asterisk on that one.
Micah in
Yeah,
Dallas
man.
gave us problems last year. Micah
Yeah.
was destroying us in Dallas. And so now we put him on Green Bay.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, Connolly or Rook, and it's a short week after the Giants. That's why I'm mostly worried, is because it's a short week.
Hey, we'll see
I
what he's
think
got,
we can
Brad.
get
We'll
him,
see what he's
but it
got.
just worries me.
Hey, to honestly tell you the truth, Lick, I'm not worried because he didn't practice all preseason, and by the time we play him that second week, he's gonna be winded. Believe me when I tell
Or
you.
either going to have a
I hope
hammy
We can say
problem.
that about Terry too. Then
I was just about to say what Brad just said. Yeah, you could say that about Terry now. I mean, these guys are supreme
right.
athletes. They're going to be fine. And they're not going to, their pitch count will be maybe 6-7 plays shorter, and that's fine. But understand with this, Micah going to Green Bay wasn't about anything about, the NFC East. This was about the fact that they saw that they needed to get pressure on Caleb. They need to get pressure on Jared Goff. They need to make life miserable for JJ McCarthy. This was all within the division. And they get a 26-year-old that has 54 sacks in 4 years. Whether you like him or not, that's doing damage.
Yeah.
And
All the Chiefs fans and the Vikings fans up here, the Vikings fans up here are, yeah.
They're worried, and as they should be. That was a good move for Green Bay. They paid a lot of money for him, but it was still a good move. So look, when you think about games now that take precedent, I think that Green Bay game is going to say a lot, not just about the Packers, but it's going to say a lot about Washington. It's going to say a lot about being able to go in there, because I think we all think that they're going to beat the Giants. I don't think they're going to beat the stuffing out of the Giants though, because it's a divisional game. It's just the Giants are going to hold the fort for maybe up to 3 quarters, and then it's over after that. Yeah. But I do believe going into Green Bay on a short week, 4 days later,
it's tough.
And it's Green Bay. That's a tough environment, and they're going to feel good about themselves. Absolutely. So it's going to be, thank God, because I'm going, and I don't want to be on that field pregame and postgame, in November. No way.
Right.
So yeah, you look at that game, and now because of the history with Micah, I did this in my article. There was a stat. Micah had 10.5 sacks against Washington alone, out of those 54, and that's 5 more sacks than any player has had against another team. So he pretty much owned Washington. Now I will say, in fairness to this new group, he only played them twice, so it doesn't go against the other 6 games that they played over his first 3 years. And they didn't do a horrible job against him like the other regime did. And they retooled, so they retooled the tackles to be able to combat Micah had he been in Dallas. So that's why I feel good about them going to Green Bay, because I do believe, and also there's familiarity obviously with Dan Quinn. He knows Micah's game, that's his guy. So you kind of can scheme a little bit for some of his tendencies. So, because let's face it, at that point, he's not going to be fully indoctrinated into Green Bay's system defensively. So he is going to be doing a little bit more of the freelance stuff, which now Dan and Cliff can counter because they know that part of his game. So I'm not worried about the dub. I think they beat Green Bay, to be honest with you. well. That's how I feel about that.
I'm just surprised Micah hadn't done more in the playoffs. I think I looked up earlier on, he's like 1 sack for the postseason.
I don't even remember that. You know why? Because they never do anything in the playoffs. They're one and done every time the Cowboys
It don't
get in
matter
there.
when you go out first round.
I couldn't tell you when the sack came and who the team was against.
By Jordan Love. It's by Jordan Love 2 years
the
ago.
Packers.
But
That's
then in the
crazy.
playoffs,
The team that knocked you out.
in the playoffs, they game plan for you. They didn't really have another pass rusher. But now in Green
Exactly.
Bay, he got another pass rusher over there in Gary. So it'd be hard to kind of like game plan with him because
You got that right. And then they
We'll
also
see
got
him in
Edrin. They also got Edrin Cooper. Don't forget about him either. Now, I mean,
We'll see him in the
guys
NFC
on
Championship.
You think you'll see Green Bay in the NFC Championship?
Yeah, we'll see him in the NFC.
Nah,
I don't think they'll be there.
I think it's
Philly,
going to be
dude.
the Eagles. The
Philly.
Eagles in Washington.
Philly.
It's going to be a repeat NFC Championship. I truly believe that. All right, so are there any games that you feel like, okay, outside of Kansas City, we got that, and maybe one of the Philadelphia games. So basically, you guys are telling me truthfully, you feel like there's only one game where you can clearly say that the other quarterback will be considered the better quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's Kansas City.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm going the Broncos. I'm going the Broncos. Bo Nix started sluggish last year.
You know what? You know
last
what? Nick, you part of the family, man. But there's certain things that could get you banned on here now.
Listen, hey.
So Nick, you saying Bo Nix is the better quarterback?
You think Denver would rather have Bo Nix than Jayden? They trade for him in a heart.
So
Nick, you saying Bo Nix is the better quarterback?
Yeah, Nick, go ahead and answer that, Nick.
Hey, I can take it. I can take it. You tell. So, if we're going better quarterback, no. If we're going all sub factors,
No. We're just going quarterback. We're not. Remember, we said we're not talking about the outcome of the game. We're talking about just sheer quarterback. Who's the better quarterback entering the game?
So what? So
that remove button.
I gotta hear this.
Hold on. Let go ahead. Let Nick go ahead.
Bo Nix the last quarter of the season was arguably. I mean, him and Jayden were neck and neck, right? You saw
they
him
weren't.
You saw him rising up in the MVP.
They weren't.
The media tried to put it that way.
Okay, hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish. We always let everybody speak. Go ahead.
Dead man walking.
No, seriously. I mean, hey, it's fine. That's just how I feel. Honestly, that's the only one outside of Patrick Mahomes. I'm not even worried about Jalen Hurts.
Okay, so let me just take this, guys, and everybody else can chime in.
Bronco fan.
I don't know, but I do want to say this. Bo Nix had a really good rookie campaign. Absolutely, take no credit away from him. But Bo Nix, and I'm just putting this in the best layman terms I can.
Say it nice.
Bo Nix was a 10 speed with training wheels on it. Jayden Daniels was a Harley. Okay, and I'm saying that Jayden Daniels had no training wheels on him. They let him do everything and run an offense. Yep. Bo Nix literally was schemed by Sean Payton to hide his weaknesses. And that's what I'm saying. So no, there was no way Bo Nix should have even been considered as a rookie of the year. Jayden Daniels had that thing locked up.
And then the receivers did too.
Yeah, and on top of that, last year I will say this: Denver had the superior defense. Okay, so everything helped,
but
they still do.
If you look at the last 6 games, right? You talked about the last 6 games. So last 6 games, Atlanta Falcons, they were floundering, weren't doing well at all. The Raiders, garbage. Browns, garbage. Colts, garbage. Chargers were meh. Bengals, they don't have no defense. And the only good team they played was the Chiefs. And you know what? They played the Chiefs at the last week of the year.
Well, the Chiefs didn't play anybody.
So what are we talking about here?
And hold on. So and on top of
Bo Nix to who we talk about now?
He's talking about Bo Nix now.
Bo and
He's talking about who he
Jayden.
played.
So the other thing we got to remember is Jayden didn't play all quarters and all games. We were blowing out the Browns, so he sat the entire fourth quarter. He didn't play the Carolina game.
He played the first 3 plays of the game.
Which had he stayed outside in the Carolina game, that's an 80-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas. He sat the second half of the Dallas game. Yeah. So I mean, he easily could have had 4,000 passing yards,
and over
1,000
a
rushing
thousand
yards.
yards rushing yards.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
what are we
Easily.
talking about?
No,
What are we?
I think everyone knows that, and I think for the people who were in the Bo Nix crowd, because they were coming in these type of things all last year. Like he's got a chance, and there's no way. Bo Nix was I think 54 in the NFL top 100, which is done by the players, and Jaden's 21. And I can safely tell you the only reason they put Jayden at 21,
Rookie.
why
Rookie
21?
tax.
I'm just asking why 21, right? Of course,
Because he was a rookie.
because it's almost impossible to say that you're going to put a guy that hasn't taken a snap in his second year yet in the top 20, but they know he's a top 20 player. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so
Absolutely.
that's no disrespect to Bo Nix. Again,
No.
Bo Nix is a really good football player,
All right, he
but he's
tough.
not Jayden Daniels.
He's not
Stop.
All right, all
Yeah.
right. Listen, I'm
Nick.
taking JD5. Okay, I'm backtracking. I was gonna say I'm taking it, but I'm just saying. If it
I
was
mean,
gonna
we
be
respect.
We convinced them.
outside.
I mean, nah, man. Like seriously, because I want people who are
That's
watching this to
right.
understand that we don't fight on here, man. Like
It's all
we
Yeah,
have
facts.
fun
man.
with this. We listen to
Yeah.
everybody's opinion. Now we
Yeah,
might try to
some are
give you
right,
some
some are wrong.
insight. Yeah, we might try to give you some insight as to why some things is happening. But nah, that one right there. As soon as he said that, I saw a lot of y'all like,
I know.
ooh, yeah,
You
man.
should have seen how many screens were popping up and back and forth with catching the sound and everything.
Hey, Lake, I was about to text you, hit the out button. Get him out of here.
I heard somebody in there say mute.
Get him out of here.
We don't. Hey, Kevin, can you? Is Kevin? You still there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I had to mute you that one time because we were picking up your conversation, so we're good.
Hey,
All right,
he was
so
about to get the third degree late.
all right, so
I'm always taking JD5. Don't matter. No, I'm taking over everybody. It don't
All
matter.
right. Okay.
I mean, I think everybody feels good about the Kansas City game that they have a chance to go up in there and beat Kansas
Yeah.
City.
Definitely.
I think people naturally
Definitely.
feel like that. So because we got through that so quick, and this is good, man. You know, we still got some time here. I want to get on over the next 20 minutes, just talk about position groups with this team, and I want to start with the first one. This one's probably near and dear to John Burkett. That offensive line. And I gotta tell you guys, it's yeah, man. And then Big Sam will be back. Remember, I told y'all I did not think we go back to the very beginning of the summer, and I'm like, there's no way this guy's gonna be able to come back. And then when I saw him, and then when Dan said to us, he's got a chance to play week 1, and I was like, there's no way he said that. David Aldridge, myself, we asked him. He said, yeah, he could be back week 1. Well, I said they're gonna put him on pup, and he's gonna be back week 5. Sam Cosmi's gonna be back week 5. That's when you think of that, that's almost like adding another first round draft pick, like literally, to your offensive line. And Sam's still relatively young now. So you think about come December with this team, if they're doing what if we think they're doing what we expect for them to do, you're gonna add Sam Cosmi, and he's gonna be able to have to get these games under his belt and everything like that. So come December, when you get to crunch time, that offensive line could be Laramie Tunsil, Brandon Coleman, Tyler Biadasz, Sam Cosmi, and Josh Connerly. Do you understand? You went from rags to riches, like in a matter of a year and a half.
Nasty.
That's
the run game should be
incredible.
outstanding.
Well, you saw the run game in the preseason game. Like
Great game too.
everybody was popping off holes. I mean, they were running through mile wide lanes, and that's what I'm saying.
Saw a
But
couple.
remember, I kept saying all summer, Bill was popping off runs, and so somebody told me that's terrible. That means the run defense still hasn't improved, and I'm like, nah, it's a little different, man. It's not that. It's just that they've got a line, and they've got a couple backs that are more versatile than B Rob was. Just call it like it is, So
And
you
don't
look at the
forget, John,
trenches. Yeah, so I'll let you guys chime in on this, but you see the line on offense, and now you see the defensive line on the other side. Man, I'm trying to tell you guys that defensive line is different. It's Ken Law looks really good. Jacob Martin, remember the name. Jacob Martin's been making plays, and you think of like Dietrich Wise. I mean, all these big body guys. Eddie Goldman, is on the roster now to go with Newton and Payne. you're not going to run the football on this football team like you did last year. And I think
No.
because of that, by you having a stout run defense makes now your pass rush or lack of not even that drastic. And they're going to have a pass rush. I think Jacob Martin, I think Frankie Louisville, and more importantly, the old man, Von Miller, he's just been on reserve for you guys, but he's about to turn it up. I think this defense has a chance to be really good because the back end looks incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anybody can fire in on this.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
But I also think too, when you think in terms of the offensive line, those names you mentioned, you got to throw John Bates out there too, because when you
yes, sir.
When it comes to the run game, and you seen what he was doing in the preseason, I'm telling you, our run game is going to be nice as well.
John Bates, best blocking tight end this team's has since the days of Donnie Warren, and I think a lot of y'all remember Donnie. Donnie would come out and knock your block off. So that's what he's doing. And don't. I know he's down on the depth chart as far as tight ends, but I think Colson Yankoff is a guy too that they feel like has a chance to do some things. Colson may have surpassed Ben, and I'm just saying. Not to stir the pot, but I think Colson may have surpassed Ben Sinnott, at least for right now. Ben probably has clearly more upside, but just, everything hasn't clicked yet. And, so they don't wait. If it doesn't click, they're going to keep you around and develop you, but somebody else will move ahead of you. And I think Colson is one of those guys that on special teams, he'll knock your head off, but he's also a big body that can block too. So they're going to be running a lot of counter trades this year. I'm sure you guys are happy about that. Go ahead, Josh.
I have been saying since the last time we were in the Super Bowl, and because my dad believed in this too, is with all these teams draft all these superstars and all these quarterbacks, they pay all this money, is why don't they invest in the O-line? I've never understood it. And I have never, ever been so excited for O-line this year. Even the backups look good in the preseason.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
Our backups were our starters last year.
Yeah,
was it Chris Rodriguez?
Yeah,
Chris Rodriguez's run, or was it Hill's run where I don't remember which offensive lineman pulled all the way around one of our linemen and just opened that hole up for him. I'm telling you, you're right. I think and also the defense. I think that they've been quiet on the why they didn't draft the defensive end. They've been quiet because they've got a plan.
They do, and I think the plan in Dan Quinn's defense is. The first thing you notice in Dan Quinn's defense is they play downhill. And the other thing is that they always have you go back to his days in Seattle, Atlanta, when they went to the Super Bowl, they always had stellar cornerback play. That was the first thing that jumped off. Big physical corners. Trey Amos, my guy Sean Lattimore looks back, fully back. And then you have Mikey, Jonathan Jones. I mean, yeah, man. Like this is the first time, like I said before.
And Kinlaw looks scary. That guy is scary looking.
He is. He literally
let me
is.
Let me say this. I went to the Bengals preseason game, and I was like 3 rows from the back of the end zone. And I put my phone down to set up for a picture lake. By the time I picked my phone back up, Jayden was running into the end zone. I have never seen my offense be that efficient. They
didn't pass the ball. They didn't throw a pass that whole drive. It was just 4 runs right down the teeth of that defense.
And how many? It was 3 plays, right?
It was 4. It was 4.
It was 4. Yeah.
Yep. It was 4. So this is the thing. Of course, I had, it's always one that just has to come at me. And he's like, man, stop hyping up that, that was Cincinnati's defense. I'm like, listen, man, like,
whatever.
They didn't pass the ball, man. Like they're still professionals too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they still get paychecks too, right?
Yes, I know.
I hate when people have to always go the negative route on everything, like no matter what. You guys know what you saw. You saw that offensive line efficiently moving guys off the football. Last time I looked, Laramie Tunsil was a 5-time Pro Bowler. So that's not a fluke that was done. I tell people this all the time. The very first play of the joint practice in New England, the very first play, the play was to the right side of the field, and the play was whistled over, and Laramie Tunsil had a New England defender on Washington's bench. Literally, they were holding both of them up because he was driving him.
Like the
The
replacement.
next play,
Like the
Laramie
blind
Tunsil
side.
ran a different defender into Washington's bench. And it was just like, yeah, man, this gonna be a different group this year for sure. And I can tell you this with verbatim. Josh Connerly is a man child. Josh Connerly has played himself into I think he's entrenched at right tackle now. I think so much so that Wiley moves to right guard. And I think, and I know people keep saying, well, look who they're playing the first two games. This guy's a first round draft pick. This guy stoned Abdul last year, and I'm Penn State guy, and I can say that. He more than held his own against Abdul, probably had the better of the two, as far as their game, Oregon against Penn State. This guy's not one of those guys that, you have to watch and hope that you can hide his deficiencies. He's a ball player, man, and he's the nicest kid. But in those pads, nah, he's not that guy. And so I just think you draft him in the first round and he's playing like a first rounder. You play him and you just throw him to the fire, baptize. That's how this works. And let's face it, you got number 5 as your quarterback. You don't have to hold these guys up for 20 seconds. 2 seconds tops, and Jayden's made a decision whether he's passing or throwing.
Jump in there, Willis. Jump in there.
Larry Council did say about for Connolly. So, he said Connolly's going to be the man. People are going to sleep on him, but he said, Larry Tunsil said, watch out for Connolly.
Absolutely. He says it every practice. This guy's really good. Willis, Willis, you want to get in there?
Before I dip out of here and enjoy my 101 Arizona degree fall day, I just wanted to say, like, after that first quarter that we had in the last preseason game, not only could I just not erase the smile off my face, but I feel like all of my concerns for the defensive line were meleeed. I mean, they look like a terror for that first quarter, and I don't have any concerns about any level of our game. I mean, defensive back, our linebacker, our D line, our O line.
No, I got one for you. I got one for you, Willis. I got you.
I got one too.
Yeah,
our kicker.
Yes.
Kicker.
I knew you were going there.
The kicker, man.
We'll see.
You know the surprising. Go ahead.
I was fine with the guy we had. Like, I know
I was
Gonzalez,
literally just about to say that, bro.
I was like, yeah.
I was literally just about to say Austin is still out there. Cyber's still out there as well.
Yeah, he's good too.
And I thought Zane really started to come on late in the season. I know he had the doink to win the Tampa game, but still,
he still went
he was money, man. He made the kicks in the NFC Championship game. He was money.
Yep.
So I was really surprised.
What about John Parker Romo? Like, you out there in New England?
He is, man. All right, see you later, Willis.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Okay,
all right, you too.
You too, Willis.
Yeah, I mean, he is, but I just think that at this point, it's so late into. I mean, the regular season's here now. I think they're going to see if this guy can kick himself,
out of the game
consistently and kick. No, Sheila said kick him
out of the team.
No. I mean, I think it's
they paid him a lot of money, right? Like, I mean,
he got some guarantees. Yeah, he got some guarantee money. He did. But you know what, though? One thing that I do know about this organization. If you're not performing, nothing's guaranteed. And I know that's right. And I think they're gonna see what happens week 1. And if he's just not hitting field goals, I promise you, Zane or Cyber will be called.
We're gonna get him back 15 times.
They're gonna have to do something because that's the difference. But see, the other thing is too, and I will say this in fairness to Matt, I don't think they feel like they're going to be depending on him to kick a lot of field goals.
Extra points only.
Right. I think they feel like it's the extra points with this guy. And, maybe you might need him at the end of a 2-minute drill first half or something to kick a field goal. You take your chances. But, on short yardages, you already saw last year, they go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
So if it's anything inside the 40, hell, you get the ball at the 30, 35-yard line now to start the game.
Right.
You're literally 3 first downs from being in field goal position. So I think Washington's philosophy is going to be this year. If it's 4th and 2 and they're the opponent's 37, they're going for it. And I think people can live with those results because last year the results were record setting. So
That's right.
it'll be
I
interesting.
I think we just need him to keep Tressway company, man, because Tressway getting lonely out there, not going out on the field. So that's gonna be his job, kicking
That's how
extra points and keeping Tressway company.
Tressway, the happiest man in DC, man. I know Terry Cheese and he got his money, but I'm telling you, Tressway, man, listen, it's nothing like not having your uniform dirty and getting it cheap, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Sam Hartman
Like,
probably
I
has.
got a question for you.
Yes.
If we're fortunate enough that when Kendrick finishes with San Francisco and comes and visits with us next week and we keep him, who's the odd man out?
There won't be an odd man out because they only have five.
Yeah, five.
So he'll probably be. I think on the
He'll
totem pole,
leapfrog
so to
Luke.
speak, he'll
He'll
leapfrog
leapfrog
Luke.
Luke.
I think
Because
so.
he's at least adding him to the team. He's at least our fourth best receiver, correct?
Who? Kendrick?
Kendrick, yeah.
No, he'll be the fifth. Luke, Noah's the fourth.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so Noah's the fourth. Jalen's the third. Debo two. Terry one.
Okay.
And then I think Kendrick Bourne. But you guys know I said that on Tuesday. That I know that there was some talk from somebody I know up there that was saying they're more than likely going to release him. They'll try to trade him if they can't. They're going to release him, and I'm like, you know what? Washington would be an ideal fit for
Oh
him.
yeah.
He's a vet and he's got history with Adam. And you guys know sometimes when you play for somebody that believed in you at some point and you can go play for that person again, you kind of ball out.
Ken Law said the same thing.
Absolutely. It's like you don't want to fail that person. So he might come here and you might see some good veteran football. And they're not asking Kendrick Bourne if they were to sign him, which they're gonna sign him.
Right.
I don't think he's. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm just already out. Whatever. I said it on
Yeah.
Tuesday. I don't think he's gonna come here and they expect him to be Terry or Debo. No way. Not
Right.
even Jalen
No
Lane.
way.
Not even
Right.
Noah. But it's a depth piece. It's
The
a guy
depth
that
Just
you
a
can get a
compliment.
couple reps from out there on Sundays. But we know we know where the butter is going to be on the bread at, and I'm just excited because, man, Terry's never had a Debo on the other side of him ever.
No.
And Debo, Brandon Ayuk, I get it, but no, he's not Terry. Debo's never had a Terry on the other side of him, and more importantly, neither one of them until last year with Terry, and you saw what he did, has had a number 5.
That's right. Absolutely
I do
true.
think that he'll probably have a better chance playing with Jayden than he would with Brock Purdy. Not only that, with Noah Brown always being injured, I could see him leapfrogging as well. So
Yeah.
Me too.
There's a good chance of that. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you're gonna see a lot of Jalen Lane this year. That young kid is phenomenal. A good kid, hard worker, and he's definitely more physical than I was expecting. When he came in the rookie mini camp, I was like, this guy's got some size on him.
Terry
Catches everything with his hands.
Yeah, Terry working with him told me a lot.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean,
never.
that was the first time I literally saw that. Like,
yeah.
The leadership from Terry yesterday was amazing. It really was. You got to give credit where credit is due, and he was really with Jalen. You could hear it. You could hear it in the video I posted. You could hear him. Jalen dropped the pass, but Terry's like, "But that's it. That's it. That's what you want right there." And then when they did the same drill, Jalen catches it over his shoulder, and all of them erupted. Like you could just see, like he picked it up the drill that fast, and that's what they're like. Like these veterans are telling these young guys, we don't have time. We got to do this now. This is their window. So I'm really excited about this, my friends. I think I think this team has a chance to be really special this year.
Hey, Lake, one thing, as far as like what you was asking about, what we saw in the difference, like the D line and the O line and everything. One thing that stood out to me that I haven't seen in a while was the penetration of that D line. And the first team. I'm talking about the first team that like I saw a lot of tackles that were behind the scrimmage, like for losses. And before what you saw is like our D line just hit a wall and just stayed there, and they would get manhandled. But this one with this off season, I mean, this last preseason against Cincinnati. That's what stood out to me, and that's what got me excited. It's like, wow, these guys are penetrating back there.
They held their own against Cincinnati. They really did, and Cincinnati had trouble. They just had trouble from a physicality standpoint, and I think that's the most thing that will jump off the charts is that if there's one thing that I can put my hat on, put my professional career and say this team's going to be much more physical than they were last year. I mean, they're going to get to the football with bad intentions. Like Joe had said in his introductory press conference last year, he wants people to get to the ball with bad intentions, with violent intentions. Those are his exact words. That's how they're playing now. And when you have a secondary, you have corners that can play press man, that can track a football, it changes everything as far as how you can do things. And the other wild card in this defense this year for me, I think no, Quan is going to have
Will
a
Harris
type caliber year. No, I mean Will Harris is a wild card. He's great, but no,
lit up.
it's Jordan McGee. And I
Right.
tell you how
I can't
athletic that
wait.
kid is, man. He's
I believe it when I see it, Lake.
I know you gotta see
Insider
him be
info,
healthy. You gotta
Dwayne.
see him be healthy.
You gotta trust
But
Lake.
Hey, Lake, I
I
got a
do,
question.
Insider info, you
I
gotta trust
do,
Lake.
I do, but you know what I'm saying? He like Sasquatch right now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Lake, I got a question.
All right, go ahead, fire away.
Hey, Lake, so I just seen Mina Kimes just did the NFC rankings. And
Mhm.
so he had the Eagles, Detroit, Green Bay, 49ers,
Mm-hmm.
and the Washington are top.
Mhm.
So my question is, where do you think we rank
Mm-hmm.
in the NFC East? Or should I say in the NFC, period?
I think they rank in the NFC East the same place they rank in the NFC, and that's number 2. I think the Eagles are number 1, as they should be. And you have to give all credit where credit is due. Top notch the way they run that organization, the way they draft, the way they develop. It's the gold standard, if you ask me. But I think Washington, by them having number 5, and now they have their good luck charm and Terry back, and he's paired with Debo. Who by the way is a Philly killer, by the way. I truly believe that this football team has a legit opportunity to supplant Philadelphia. It's not going to be easy. Like if Philly goes back to the Super Bowl and wins it, I would not be shocked. I mean, that's probably adequate thinking. But his history tells you, especially within the NFC East, there's going to be a different division winner. And it ain't going to be the Cowboys. It's not going to be the Giants. So naturally, it's another really good team in the division. It's Washington. So they might be that team this year. I think Washington, I know it sounds nuts because there's a lot of good football teams around the league, but that's every year. Detroit won, 15 games last year? And their quarterback is not better than Jayden. So
No.
and they had a tough schedule
Not even
too.
close.
They still had to go through that division. They had to go through the NFC East too. So they had a tough schedule. But I think Washington has a chance this year. I truly believe this. Not because I cover them, no guys, no coaches, front office, none of that. I'm telling you, everything is in the building. And then you heard Terry say it. He told us. He said it right to us in the conference the other day that we have everything in here to make a run. I mean, they know it. They know, and I think the taste of that game in Philly last year left in a lot of those guys' mouths where they were a game away from their ultimate goal of getting to a Super Bowl.
Right.
If that's not enough to make you hungry, I don't know what is. And I can tell you, those guys were pretty upset about that. So they won't run this thing back. And be careful what you wish for, right? Because you're gonna get a chance to. So we'll see. But I do think Washington's better than those other teams, and the one reason why is because the only team that I would say on paper has a chance to battle Philadelphia outside of Washington. I think it's the Rams, ironically.
Their defense is really good.
Yeah,
The
they are.
Rams defense, they have a really good defense.
But the problem with that, I'm starting to put an asterisk next to it because that back problem with Matt Stafford, who's 38, that's a real thing, man. That's just Mother Nature. All the time.
That's
So now the flip side of it is when you look at Philadelphia and you see how they're built, you've got to have a quarterback that can move around. And in all the 3 games that they played Washington last year, even in the NFC Championship blowout game, Jayden had actually a pretty good game. you know, and then in the win against them, he had an outstanding game of 5 touchdown passes. And then in the first game, broken rib, they still were in the football game to the very end.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying for everyone who's watching out here who aren't Commanders fans and thinking that these are a bunch of homers in here, no, man, I'm telling you, just from a professional analysis of what I've covered and seen, the only team I've ever seen in my life that I knew was a Super Bowl winner, they won the Super Bowl that year, and that was the Baltimore Ravens, and I covered that. Okay. Last year, I said Washington was good enough to win 11 games. I'm telling you right now, now that Terry's back too, I'm telling you, this football team has a chance to win 14 or more. I mean,
Oh, Lake, don't do that to me, Lake. Don't do that to me, Lake.
We did that show already. We did the prediction show already.
Hey,
That was like a month ago.
Eagles are scared of JD Prime.
I'm sticking to it, man. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking
with you,
to it.
Blake. I'm
sticking to it.
Hey, Lake.
14-3, baby.
Well, we just talked about the quarterbacks and who's going to be the better quarterback on the
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
That's enough right there to tell you how the game kind of could go. You know.
Hey, Lake, so obviously, you know, that like all 4
I
running
gotta
backs.
run, everybody. I'll
Okay,
see
take
y'all.
care
All
of
right,
that.
DJ.
Bye, bro.
Have a good one. So, I mean, obviously, it sounds like they love all 4 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
They love McNichols blocking and physicality. They love. I just saw the quote from Dan Quinn. I think he said either today or yesterday about him slimming down and his professionalism. And obviously, they love JCM.
Yeah.
Is there an odd man out? Like, is there an odd man out on game days, or are they suiting up all 4 because they all have different traits?
Nah, they're shooting up all 4. And the one thing that's good about all 4 of these guys is, and that was the one thing about Brian that Brian didn't do. All 4 of these guys do special teams or can do special teams.
Yeah.
So the versatility is really there. I think by week 6, week 7, you'll start to see kind of a shift of maybe Bill and Austin being kind of the 2 guys you see get more of the reps. But I think in short yardage situations, yeah, you're gonna see C-Rod in there for sure. I think to help Austin at this point in his career, we know about some of the head injuries he sustained. I think that Jeremy is the natural backup for Austin. As far as being able to catch the ball out the backfield, Jeremy's actually pretty good at that. So that's where that comes in. So I think that they feel like by committee, they've got 4 guys that can kind of morph into one back that can do everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not going to see one guy get 20 carries, at least no time soon. It could happen as the season progresses, though.
Because that's what he
Lake.
did in Tennessee. That's what McNichols did in Tennessee. He was their 3rd down back with Henry, right?
Yeah, sure was. Yep.
Yeah.
Allison, what you got?
One thing that bothered me over the preseason was the kick and punt coverage teams. I'm hoping that will get better as time goes on. Any talk about that improvement, or was that just talked up to the preseason?
Nah, man. Like you guys probably heard me talk to Dan about that. That's a big deal to him. We talked about it in the New England game after the first game in the press conference. I asked him, that's something that they put a heavy onus on is special teams play. Those yellow caps are on a lot in practice, which means that's special teams time. You can't shoot, you can't film, you can't put anything out about it because it's so big to them. So to see a field goal kicker missing kicks, to see them having their opening kickoff in the preseason go back 100 yards, as Dan said, it chapped his ass. That's what he said, literally. That's what he said. He was upset, and you can tell. I saw in the last game against the Ravens, the coverage was much better, but it's still. I don't want to say this because I don't want to make excuses for them because there's people out there and say he's making excuses for them again. I think this whole new kickoff rule change yet again has kind of thrown. It's the league. You can look around preseason. Teams have given up some big runs. It's difficult because you're almost penalized by having a strong leg kicker. If he kicks it through the end zone, 35-yard line, 40-yard line. I mean, it's almost like they want to see a return game.
Mhm.
So therefore, you've got to be able to have guys out there that can tackle. So with that said, this is where it's not an excuse, it's a fact. When you have most of the guys in these preseason games who weren't going to be on the roster going down to tackle, those are the results you're going to get. You know, big plays, missed tackles. That'll change in the preseason. I mean, in the regular season for sure. Because now you're going to have some guys that are going to be getting reps actually on defense, going down on special teams now to be able to make some tackles. So I think it'll improve drastically, against the Giants for sure.
Hey,
And
Lex,
they don't line tackle in practice, right, for special teams?
No, not at all. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
no. I mean, they had the scrimmage, where they was getting after it, but I'm talking about the inter squad scrimmage. That was real.
yeah.
But you try to save guys to get to the regular season in today's
Mhm.
world in the NFL, and it makes sense. You don't want to get guys beat up before they need to, and most veterans, like I said, I mentioned Von Miller. Von Miller's practicing hard, but you can see with your own eyes, even though he's getting around and bending around the edge and stuff, which is amazing to see in person, to see a Hall of Famer be able to do that kind of stuff, even at that age. You can see he didn't even tap into it yet. So
Like
he still got
you
something in the
mentioned
tank.
you
I
you
gotta
mentioned
hop out of here. Dad duty calls.
Okay,
all right,
take
brother.
care now. All right,
Have
have
a
a
good
good
one,
weekend.
Hey,
man.
Nick.
I'll
Hey,
see
Nick.
y'all next week.
All right,
You
what you
had
got,
Nothing but
mentioned
Brad?
love, man. Don't be
you mentioned
discouraged.
like
Take care.
what
He not
group
discouraged.
See you guys.
you mentioned what group that I think, well, you asked us which group did we think, and I think that D line, because we do play a lot of run heavy teams this year, a
Mm-hmm,
lot.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
I do believe that Dan Quinn, Tap, and Joe Witt is going to finally unlock Kinlaw. Because
Oh my
Kinlaw
gosh,
got it.
yes.
He
Yeah, he
got it.
does.
The size, he got the strength,
And he
but
knows it.
he just never been unlocked.
No, he hasn't been. And
And
he told me, Brad, he said, he literally told me, he said, this is what I was doing going back to college at South Carolina. Y'all remember how disruptive he was there. He was a defensive end in college. He said they got him doing stuff that he was doing there. And I'm telling you, it's something about, again, playing for somebody that has belief in you, and the fact that his family can
He
see him
home.
now being from home.
He home.
Man,
Yep.
he's in a space right now. I don't think Javon Kinlaw's ever been in as a player in the NFL. He's in that space now, and it
Yeah.
doesn't hurt that you can line that man up on one side and the guy behind him is either Frankie Louvu or Von Miller. Like, what are you gonna do with that? You can't. So it's just amazing, man. And so I did want to, I wanted to keep you on a little bit longer today just because I figured it was gonna be a lot to talk about. Because when I saw the trade, man, and I started getting grumblings over the last 2 days that they were going to move him out of Dallas. And I'm like, there's no way. And then I'm like, okay, they're getting ready to move him. Could Jerry be dumb enough? And I'm gonna say it. Could he be dumb enough to move him within the division? Because I'm gonna tell you, who I was afraid of.
You.
Yeah, we all
State of the
were. We
Eagles.
all
I
were,
was
Nate.
right.
I
Philly.
literally was like
Uh-huh.
anywhere but there.
Right.
So then I'm like, I knew Washington. No, there's no way. They got their man. They're good. Let's move forward here. But I literally was just thinking, okay, they're gonna move him somewhere in the AFC. It makes sense, get him out the conference. But when it came back Green Bay, and for the 2 first rounders, okay, you could have at least got 3 if you're gonna do something silly.
Well,
you
you
know.
said it
Yeah.
makes
2 second
sense. It's
rounds
Jerry
and 2
Jones.
thirds.
Nothing makes sense with him.
Right.
I mean,
Other picks.
bro, I mean, it's like, okay, you got 2 first rounders, and he's saying those are 2 first rounders. So now we have 4 because they got another 2. We've got 4 over the next 2 years. I don't think anybody feels anything about that because you
Okay.
show that you don't normally do what you're supposed to do with those picks,
Yep.
and
You can draft.
A week before the
it's
regular
just
season.
like, who they gonna take? They're gonna take an edge rusher now,
And
to
it's gonna
replace
be
They're
him.
gonna
I
take.
mean, like, come
They're gonna
on,
take two
man.
two
And
guards,
Hogan
man.
Yeah.
They draft a kicker or something.
Those
I mean, it's
Hey,
those picks are gonna be at the bottom of the first round too.
Yep.
that's
yeah.
what we're saying. That's why we're saying that's why you don't make that trade to the Packers,
No.
because you don't get anything of value for. I mean, you can't let a player. That's a generational football player.
You got all back.
Who's still young. He has his best ball still ahead of him, and you let him go to a team. By the way, to beat you every year in the playoffs when you meet them, you let him go to a team in your conference. That's just. I mean, that was highway robbery. I'm
It
surprised the
was.
league didn't step in there and
Yeah,
say,
it
"Nah,
was.
Green
I
Bay, we
bet you
can't let
Jerry
y'all
Jones
do that,
draft
man."
Archie Manning,
And
the
they did
quarterback.
week 4 Sunday Night
Right.
Football.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's what
Yeah,
he's
trying to
thinking.
do.
But they're gonna have to
That's what
package
he's
some picks to
thinking.
get him.
They'll
I'm
That's what
probably
he's
telling you,
package.
thinking.
They'll
man.
probably package the picks to move
You
up.
know what the problem with Dallas is? Dallas is going to be Dallas is I don't want to say the new Redskins, but Dallas
They are.
is
Say
yeah,
it.
but
I
They are.
mean,
okay,
They are.
I'll say it. So you know what it is? Dallas is going to be one of those teams, and you guys remember, Gruden and Shanahan. They were
Oh my
always one of those teams where they weren't horrible, but they
Gruden,
didn't fool
sir.
anybody
Yeah.
as a playoff contender either. So they
Mm-hmm.
were always
They're
in
gonna
the
be
middle of the pack, and they were always drafting in the
That
in
was
the
the worst
early
coach
teens, mid
Yep.
teens.
they're
Yep.
gonna
And
be
you
Yeah.
and if you don't
13,
have
18
yeah,
every year.
yeah, and if you don't have an eye for talent, that pick has to be
Rivera.
nailed every
Mm-hmm.
year. And they
Mm-hmm.
just couldn't do it. And that's where Dallas is going to be with these first round picks. So to a Cowboys fan, you may say, what are you talking about, man? Michael was a problem. He wasn't a problem for you when he was getting all those sacks.
Right.
So
I know
stop
that's right.
Right.
it. So stop it. So bottom line is the Cowboys are getting ready to know what life is like to be DJ called it early. He says cellar dwellers.
it's on.
I,
It's on Dak now. It's
I like
all.
that.
It's
I like
all
what you
on
said.
Dak now.
That's why I
yeah,
say he gonna
man.
draft Archie Manning. That's why I say
Yeah.
he gonna draft
Yeah,
the
he
young
got to
Manning
get
boy.
that 60 mil up out of there because there's
Yeah.
no point to pay him no more because the team
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna be there.
He gonna
Well,
he gonna use all those first round picks just to get Archie Manning.
They're
well,
this close. They're really this close to actually blowing that thing up. Honestly.
they're gonna have
Yep,
to,
I
but I
agree.
hate to say it. The only thing
I
changes is
agree.
when Jerry's not there running it.
Right.
That's just what
Unless
it
his
boils
son
down
pushing
to.
down the steps or
Used to
something.
be.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm
Well, we
saying?
don't want to say that. That's
Say leave
I'm
him
sorry. I'm
listen,
alone.
sorry.
Let let
Edit
listen.
that
Jerry
out.
still work.
With that said,
My bad.
Hey, to wrap it
I
up,
need,
right?
yeah, to
Hey,
wrap this
Mike, I
up.
need you. I need you.
That was amazing.
I want to
That
get
was
John
amazing.
Burkett. John, are you still there with us? Yeah. So John's always he's the crime guy, for CBS here, So I want to get something quick with it from him. We're not talking about people getting pushed down the steps,
Yeah,
man.
my bad. My bad. Block
That's
that
bad.
one off.
That's
That
bad.
was
That
hilarious.
wasn't
I
coming from
loved it,
me
man.
because I don't want my
Yeah, my
credentials
bad, Lake.
revoked.
Hey, I usually tell you don't do it. Tell me
Yeah,
don't say
that
that.
one was awful, Brad, but it was
Oh,
funny
my
though.
fault.
Still, though, it was funny though. It was funny though. So, John, take us out with something, man. What you got? What you got? What you got? Something funny that we need to get us through this weekend. What you got?
I say just because his last name, dude, one of the most outstanding players this season is going to be Yankoff, and I'm gonna get a Yankoff jersey.
There we go.
And you let him say that?
That was brilliant, John. I love that.
He was a special team killer last year.
Oh my
Hey,
God, man! Y'all ought to
hey,
be ashamed of
I feel
yourselves
good now.
today, man. Y'all came in here ready today. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Well, listen,
Hey,
y'all.
Lake.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can I get you one quick fun question?
Okay.
Yeah, all right. You know how we asked aspiring that this team is Super Bowl ready and it's basically Super Bowl not.
Uh-huh.
You and I we saw the 91 team
Mm-hmm.
that won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Now that quarterback over there is not, Rippin wasn't JD5.
Right.
What's your take on knowing what that team did that year,
Mm-hmm.
winning
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl? What
Mm-hmm.
do you think about this year with JD5 in comparison to them?
I think if Jayden Daniels had played for Joe Gibbs, they probably would have won 6, 7 Super Bowls with the lines that he
That's for
had in
sure.
front of him. But I will say this. I think this team this year is going to make you guys as fans really proud. And I think they want to make you guys proud. They're not ducking from, Dan said this a long time ago to us. They're not ducking the primetime games, the love they're getting around the country. They want this. It comes with the territory of being successful. So they're not running from it. They embrace it. And I just think that this year, this is going to be a really talented hard-nosed football team that some of these veterans, they came here. Some of them got traded here, of course, but they helped maneuver those moves. And some of the free agents that signed, they came here. They wanted to come here because they know they have a special quarterback. They know they have a really good culture. One thing you talked about, anyone, Will Harris talks to me about this all the time, is just how he's experienced a lot of first in Washington, from everywhere he's been. He was in Detroit, he was in New Orleans, just talking about how the culture is real. Like these guys are really brothers. That brotherhood is real. They play for each other. There's no like egos. I need this, I need that. They're together on this, and I think that's going to be important because this is going to be a tough schedule. Make no mistake about it. There's going to be some really good football teams. Green Bay just got better overnight. Make sure that you do know that. But I'm saying it, and that's why we talked about it earlier. As long as number 5 is healthy, I'm taking Washington's chances against anybody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even in Arrowhead. I'm just gonna say it.
I do too. I do too. I think to be honest with you, no disrespect on Mahomes, but right now, JD as young as he is and as a threat that he is, I think he's probably like right there with Mahomes and everything. The only thing, Mahomes always had a good team. JD never had that. Washington never had that.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. And I mean, I'm not. Listen, man, let's not do that because Patrick is
No, I'm not
Patrick.
taking nothing away from Patrick. I'm just saying that JD's getting up there quickly.
Oh yeah, he is. But you know what though? He's got to win one though before you can even attempt to have that conversation. Look, Lamar's still waiting for his. And we already know Lamar's that dude. Like Lamar's the greatest athlete in the game. If you ask me,
Buffalo been waiting for 30 years.
Buffalo been waiting. Josh Allen, but those guys are dogs, man. Like they change everything. But Jayden is in that category, in my opinion. But one of them has to. So it's funny we say that because Jalen Hurts sitting up in Philadelphia laughing. Like I'm the guy that nobody talks about. That's the Patrick killer. Actually outplayed Patrick 3 years ago in the Super Bowl that Philadelphia lost to them. He outplayed Mahomes in that game. And then last year he outplayed them and they won. It was a team effort, but at the end of the day, that's their quarterback. So give love where that credit is due. But Jayden. If Jayden were to take Washington to the Super Bowl this year and win it, I'm just gonna say it because if you saw how magnetic and crazy last year was, if he were to get to the Super Bowl this year and win it, I think you're gonna have a league now where people are talking about Patrick and Jayden. Literally, that's gonna be like the Brady Manning rival, because they just haven't given it to Lamar yet. They just haven't, and they haven't given it to Josh. And the reason is because those teams haven't beat Patrick. So, Jalen Hurts to me right now is the Patrick killer until Jayden can prove that he can do it. So. There you have it, folks. So look, we got to wrap this thing up, man. I could talk to y'all all night, but I got a concert to go to with the other half. So y'all gonna get me in trouble.
What you got, Sheila? Sheila trying to show us something late.
I sent this to a guy friend of mine. So this from high school. College sports.
Instigating.
Right. I said, "Hi, George, you okay?" He said, "Nope."
Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man.
I had to do it this morning. I said, "Oh boy, this time football season. He know I'm coming after him."
That's right.
Well, look. Before we wrap up on a serious note, this is all serious here. Is that a good friend of mine, Rick Snyder, passed this week. And he's a guy that,
my condolences.
He was a good dude. He was one of the old guys that embraced me, always, and was always willing to come on my show. I just had him on a couple months ago here in the summer, and so for him to pass, that was, that hurt a lot of us in the media room, So rest in peace to him, and our condolences to his family, So we're gonna keep this thing going though. But when we come back next week. It's go time, y'all.
Time.
Yes, it
is.
Back
Friday, man. It's a couple of days before the game. And then I did want to say this in advance, since I'll be in Green Bay. I plan on being flying back on Friday. So if there's a chance, we may move this fan show that day to Saturday to go
That'll
over.
work.
That's
Yep.
fine.
So
We'll
just
make it
want to
work.
let you guys
We'll make
know
it
in
work.
advance. Yep.
Yeah,
But
we'll
we are doing these shows this year every week. Make sure you know that we get
Oh
them
yeah.
in.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes,
Blake,
sir.
let's connect in Green Bay, man. I'll be there.
Okay. I got you, Brad. Let's do
My
it.
man.
Let's do it.
My man.
Appreciate
Can't
you,
wait for
man.
that. Can't wait for that ride, man.
All right. Well, look, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy
Okay.
enjoy the holiday too.
Y'all
Come
be
down
good
and
out
stay
there.
Appreciate it,
safe.
man.
All
All
right.
right, you too.
Everybody take
Y'all
care.
be safe, man.
Take care, y'all.
All right,
Take care,
man.
Lee.
Y'all be
Man,
cool
man.
now.